Greetings and welcome back, everyone. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and spending a little time with us on this time, Monday, April the 20th. What's been a pretty nice day in the neighborhood weather-wise, but we are going to have to roll with the punches over the course of your forecast. The first shower chances, indeed, are not Wednesday, but the most significant thereof, maybe with some thunderstorms as well, are midweek. We've got showers possibly coming tonight and tomorrow as well. Go over that entire forecast for you. Just wanted to say as well, possibly coming soon, a little comic relief for you in lieu of a self-haircut. It's getting closer to happening every day. I can sit down and put enough hairspray to keep it out of my eyes, and it doesn't look too awful bad considering. But it's getting closer, and I'm really fearful of how that's going to turn out. But I'm thinking we're getting dangerously close to that happening, so stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. It was expected, as I told you last Friday, and known that our superintendents of schools in Kentucky were going to talk with our governor and our education commissioner today. They did, and there's been some decisions made in regards to the remainder of the school year, as you may have heard. I'll have Superintendent Scott Helton with us, though, in just a few moments to give us some more specifics. Now, graduation and prom and the end of the year and things they're planning thus far. Summer feeding program, the possible end of date, maybe if we can get to that, maybe for the school year, and a host of other details. So be sure and stay here for that. And we'll have our governor with us in just a few moments, who just yesterday, of course, announced the biggest day as far as number of cases is concerned in Kentucky at 273 cases just on Sunday. Right now, we stand at knocking on the door of 3,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Kentucky at 2,960. We will most certainly cross that. We did cross that milestone a few moments ago for his announcement. 148 deaths in Kentucky as well. 4 new deaths announced just yesterday. Meanwhile, a judge in our state has denied a temporary restraining order that was requested by the Marysville Baptist Church just outside of Louisville, who had sued the governor, as we knew, Friday for violating their religious freedoms by not allowing them to have in-person mass gatherings for Easter, which they went ahead and had anyway, as of course we all know and as our country pretty much knows at this point. They have been following their legal options, and of course, as I said, the judge denying that temporary restraining order, saying that those churches, any churches in Kentucky, were not being singled out by orders to find other ways to worship, and that a restraining order allowing mass gatherings would substantially harm by facilitating the spread of COVID-19. And real quickly on the subject of protest, Democrats, Republicans as well, all over the nation are sharing their thoughts, putting down and condemning demonstrations as dangerous and ill-informed, saying that doing so is just risking and actually spreading COVID-19 amongst themselves and then, of course, their communities as they go back and continuing to cause or continuing to relate to the spike in cases that we are seeing. They are urging everyone to not protest, at least in a fashion in which it is, of course, deemed against CDC guidelines. As our governor has said, Facebook following suit. As I am reading today, Facebook has actually started banning some posts and which are promoting those protests and doing so in a manner, promoting a protest that might be against the CDC guidelines, and they have started pulling pages. Facebook's CEO saying, or at least one company official saying, that events that defy government's guidance on social distancing are not allowed on Facebook. And real quickly before we get to our local headlines, just to let you know, they're dubbing it, I'm not sure who, but 3.5, the 3.5 version of the stimulus response. But as I understand, we could be hours away from an agreement after what's been back and forth all weekend. The House and Senate and the White House are said to be hours away from reaching an agreement on phase 3.5 of the coronavirus stimulus package. The Paycheck protection program, ran out of money just 13 days in, late last week. Businesses all across the nation not able to get any funds to help keep them going. Many were, of course, but they're proposing to add another $310 billion in addition to the $350 billion, which has already been depleted. They are also working on some more stimulus, if you will, $60 billion, which will go to economic disaster loans, $75 billion for hospitals, $25 billion for increasing coronavirus testing. This package worth an estimated $475 billion. We believe that an agreement is close and just around the corner. They were still negotiating, I think, over the testing part for individual states, as I understand. I have local headlines for you, but I thought you would find this interesting. As I understand, the Martin County Sheriff's Department got a complaint about a bear versus vehicle incident on Route 40. The car received major damage, and they found the bear, which had crawled off and hidden underneath the porch of a residence, still alive, growling and being aggressive towards those who tried to find it and did. Came in at 350 pounds, according to Fish and Wildlife in neighboring Martin County. That was over the weekend. I'll be right back. Our superintendent of schools is next, talking about the end of the school year and, of course, the absence of a lot of very important events for our seniors. This is Alani. Alani is the pet of the week at the Johnson County Animal Shelter, and she is absolutely a 1-year-old cuddle bug who loves to play and be petted, and she'd love to show you just how much love she has to give. And it's the perfect time to adopt right now, and the adoption fee is only $50, and that includes spay, rabies, flea, and dewormer treatments. Our Pet of the Week, sponsored by Dr. Tom Abel of Abel Eyes in Lexington, who wants to remind us all to stay safe, stay home, and his office will be back open before you know it. Times have changed, now and suddenly more than ever. Our lobbies might be closed, but the Sagersville National Bank wants to remind our customers that we're still here, we're still working to provide our community with as many services as possible. During this time especially, we encourage all of our customers to take advantage of all the options we offer to manage your accounts from the convenience of your home. 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, 24-hour telephone banking, remote deposit, automatic loan payments, and wire transfers are also still available to our customers. And we're still here during our normal hours. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5. And the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
All Pro understands that we are all just trying to make it through these most difficult of times, and they want you to know that they're here to help with any repairs or projects that you need done. Big or small, doesn't matter. They've got 0% financing for 18 months and long-term financing if you need it. If you need anything from a new gutter to a new house or a new garage, call All Pro Gutter Works and Construction, 349-9999. Car accidents don't stop. Accidents at work don't stop. Disability and SSI cases don't stop. Your legal needs and concerns don't stop for the coronavirus, and neither does McFarland and Tinker. They are open, able to schedule appointments per CDC guidelines, and always available for telephone and video conferences. Please, be safe, be smart, stay home, and don't let your legal needs fall victim to the pandemic. Call McFarland and Tinker and let them take care of them for you. They've been so popular, we're still running the $5 off coupons for the big family meal deals. And your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe wants to remind you that you can call ahead, prepay, or drive through, and rest assured that we are taking every precaution possible to keep our customers and our employees healthy, happy, and fed. And thank you for your patience and your patronage during these most difficult times. And to help make them a little easier, we're offering $5 off our 16-piece family pack and 20-piece family pack meal deals. That's 16 or 20 pieces of chicken any way you like it, and all the sides to feed all the family, all $5 off. All you need is the coupon out of this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent, and they're giving away free issues of the Sagersville Independent with every purchase. It's that simple. Only at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. So there are a lot of things to talk about tonight in regards to school. I think it was a foregone conclusion that classes were not going to be back in session for the rest of the school year. As for next year, I'll go ahead and tell you this as of right now. That decision has not been made. Still a wait-and-see situation. No one is really leaning one way or the other or making any calls in regards to the start of school being on schedule next year, one way or the other. So right now, let's focus on the remainder of this school year, where Superintendent of Schools Scott Helton was among all of Kentucky's superintendents who were on a conference call earlier today with our Education Commissioner and with our governor. Those superintendents are set to have another conference call with the Education Commissioner tomorrow, but for today, it was primarily their discussion with the governor in regards to the benchmarks which have been set as to how the state is going to proceed with attempting to reopen businesses and schools and the like. The end result for now in regards to schools is that the school year is not going to continue in person. There will be NTI days that will continue for the rest of the school. They're also in the process of trying to calculate the final day of school. Superintendent Helton tells us that, of course, as well as senior trip was already canceled, that as well prom and graduation have met the same fate, with graduation trying to be organized right now in some sort of a virtual fashion.
Like you said, it wasn't a big surprise, but one of the things that they talked about was we would not be resuming face-to-face classes. We would continue with NTI for the remainder of this school year. Some of the things that we talked about during the meeting, the conversation was specifically geared towards our seniors about prom and their senior trips and graduation. He gave us a few options as far as graduations, and I've spoken with Mr. Meadows, and they're looking at some things, and we haven't finalized just what we're going to do, but there's a few options out there, and one would be a virtual graduation. There's no face-to-face proms or anything like that's going to be able to take place, and we made the decision on the senior trip that would have already taken place, and we had to cancel that. But right now, we won't be returning back to school this year, and there was no decision made as far as the start of next year. I know you'll get some questions on that, and it was brought up, and he kind of told us it's kind of a wait and see type thing. So right now, he told us he was following the guidelines coming out of Washington with phase 1 on opening the country back up, and right now that mean the schools would remain closed in that phase 1. So we're working. We know we had our third set of packets go out today, and Mr. Meadows and I have spoken about some of the things, how we allow students time to get caught up and those things, and he's working on a plan for that. But right now, we're working on our closing date, and we're given some information today, so I'll be getting with you next few days about our ending date for school when we finalize that in our calendar. We got to calculate some of this NTI days time in there, and then we'll come up with a closing set date for our end of the school year. I haven't spoken with all of our board members yet. I sent them a text out to explain to them some of the things I just heard, but I haven't got a chance to meet with them and talk with them either. So we'll have a virtual meeting next Tuesday. We will discuss a lot of these things and discuss the calendar then. The other thing they told us to do is continue to, we've got to make a plan on what we're going to be doing is for the summer feeding program. And we're working on that as well to continue on while school is over. We're going to try to continue on with the feeding, but I'm not sure how that plays out with how we're delivering the meals and whether we go back to looking at some of our drop-off spots or how to do that. But we'll come up with a plan in the next few weeks to figure out how we're going to continue with the meals, because our goal is to continue with these meals for the students during the summer.
Any way of having any type of a timeline or when a goal as to when you try to make a final decision and plans for graduation, however you're going to do that, and other things of that nature?
I'm going to let Mr. Meadows he's going to have a site-based meeting sometime this week, and what we will be probably, I've got a board meeting at the end of this month on the I think it's the 28th, the fourth Tuesday. We will try to have something. We're going to shoot for a deadline around May, 1st of May, kind of come up with a plan because we're going to have to let people know. Uh, we're getting closer to that end date without recalculating. So, we're at the end of the race almost, so we've got to come up with a plan. So we're going to take the next couple of weeks and then put it out there what we're planning on trying to do. And if we do something virtual or something of that nature, we've got to run some of the kinks and some practices and see how that works. And we're also in coordination with some of the other districts are kind of looking at options and how everyone's going to try to do these things. So it's all new for all of us right now.
And a couple of other things again next year, still to be determined. There's just no discussion right now about when, if school will start. We certainly hope it is on time and on schedule for next year. But as of right now, they are focusing on the end of this year. He's going to let us know, of course, as you heard, about decisions involving graduation and the end of the school year officially. As I understand, the governor gave schools 7 hours of credit for each NTI day, and school systems usually get 6.5 hours of credit for a normal day. So that extra half an hour will be added into the whole equation. That means that school could be out sometime around the middle of May. That is completely unofficial, and I'm waiting more from the superintendent of schools on that. I'll be right back with our governor and other news in just a second. Come to Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville and get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications, and immune system boosters, all from the safety and comfort of your own vehicle, either in their drive-thru or with their new curbside service. You can also call ahead or just download the MyGNP app, that's Good Neighbor Pharmacy, and refill and manage your prescriptions right from your device, helping you and yours stay healthy and safe. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400. Magoffin County Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration with professional, licensed, and certified commercial and residential service technicians that can maintain and repair all manufacturers with new and old installation and financing available. Serving Magoffin, Morgan, Lawrence, Martin, Johnson, Floyd, and Breathitt counties. Magoffin County Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration, 349-1058 or 225-6779.
Hello, my name is Jerry Lynn. I'm the Community Pharmacy Clinical Coordinator with ARH Pharmacies. And I just wanted to talk to you all today to remind you that all of our pharmacies are still open for business. We're currently well stocked and ready to take care of any of your medication needs. We are taking great measures to help protect our staff and our customers at this time. We have several locations that offer drive-through services. We encourage you to use those. In this time, we have also expanded some services to include curbside delivery. We ask that you just call our pharmacies ahead of time to request your refills or to make sure your prescriptions are ready. When you arrive at the pharmacy, give us a call. We'll bring those prescriptions out to your vehicle. We also are offering delivery service at this time to some of our local communities. If you are interested in delivery, just call your local ARH pharmacy. They'll be more than happy to take care of your prescription needs and set you up with the delivery service. As always, we offer the ARH mail order service out of one of our hazard pharmacies. If that is something that you are interested in, you can give us a call at 1-888-654-0015. And again, as always, we're happy to take care of any of your prescription needs for you, your families, and our communities.
Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to conleytire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. A message from the Fraser's Prater Drug Store and Seasonal Shop families. Prater Drug wants you to know that you can now call, use Facebook, or use our Refill RX app to get your prescriptions refilled. And the drugstore also has designated curbside pickup parking in front of and behind the store. Simply call 349-3135. And at the Seasonal Shop, they're still posting new arrivals and taking orders with free shipping on most everything anywhere in the entire United States. And they're offering scheduled curbside pickup. Just message them on Facebook, Instagram, or email at seasonalshop@yahoo.com. Fraser's Prater Drug Store and the seasonal shop. Says let's all do what we can to help and protect our neighbors and loved ones. A man sits in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center at this hour after an undercover internet investigation by the state police, in which he is now charged with possession of matter portraying a minor in a sexual performance and other sexual related offenses. The young man in his 20s is from Inez and was arrested this afternoon. The arrest took place this afternoon just shortly after 1 o'clock in Inez on Milo Road. It was there that police arrested 23-year-old Casey Booth of Inez. The details in the citation indicate that as part of an online undercover internet crimes against children investigation, it was discovered that Booth was communicating with a minor, and in those communications was asking for that minor to send him explicit sexual material. Police thereafter were able to get enough evidence to obtain and execute a search warrant at his Inez residence, where Booth gave them permission to go through his photos on his cell phone, where they found at least one image of child pornography. They also say that there were other images located in 2 separate social media accounts that he operated, and that after being confronted, he admitted to saving at least one image of child pornography on his device. So far, police say a total of 11 images of child pornography were located in the 2 accounts and his cell phone. He remains jailed on 2 charges: possession or viewing matter portraying a sexual performance by a minor, and electronic means to procure sex with a minor. Not a whole lot happening on our calendar, understandably so. But we do have at least one thing to remind you of, and also as well, funeral service announcements that we've received since seeing you last. Nothing new to add to our community calendar as we start off this week of April, which gives me just a second to remind you that it's always here when you need it, and that includes, of course, birthdays and anniversaries, too. Moving on, the Magoffin County Funeral Home, who sponsors our nightly obituary services, tells us this evening that services were held over the course of the weekend, Saturday, for Emma Jean Hall, 85, of Bradenton, Florida, formerly of Magoffin County. She passed away on Monday of last week on the 13th in Florida, survived by her son, Stanley Hall, and daughters, Wanda Hall and Patricia Blanchard. She is preceded in death by her husband, Charlie Hall, and one son, Charlie Hall Jr., 3 daughters, Wilma Hall Combs, Mary Jo Hall, and Peggy Sue Hall. Once again, services held Saturday. 66-year-old Stephen Gregory Whitaker of San Pierre, Indiana, passed away last week on Thursday. The son of the late Dave Whitaker and Jacqueline Arnett Whitaker, he is survived by son Stephen Whitaker and daughters Monica Fitzpatrick, Stephanie Jane Whitaker, and Alicia Whitaker, as well as brothers Victor Whitaker of Sagersville and David Jack Whitaker. Services were held graveside and private earlier this afternoon. And 71-year-old Marvin Whitaker of Meredith Branch in Royalton here in Magoffin County passed away on the 17th. He's survived by his wife, Sharon Salyer Whitaker, and daughter, Jessica Ann Whitaker, in addition to being preceded in death by his parents, Richard Whitaker and Maxine Marshall Whitaker. He's also preceded in death by daughter, Denise Renee Whitaker Miller. He's also survived by a sister here locally, Bonnie Salyer of Royalton. Graveside services will be held tomorrow at the Salyer Cemetery at Meredith Branch, under the care of the Magoffin County Funeral Home. There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And just in time for warm weather, they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785.
With the power to bring us together even when we're far apart, we keep families connected. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Worldwide, to date, at this hour, almost 2.5 million people have tested positive for the coronavirus. According to Johns Hopkins, 165,000 have died thus far. Here in the United States, over 750,000 cases have been confirmed. 40,000 lives have been lost. Some other updates from around the nation and globe. Canada and Mexico and the United States are extending those non-essential travel restrictions across any borders. Also, as I understand, some parts of the United States, as we've been hearing and talking about, are starting to talk about relaxing some of those social distancing and other restrictions. Polls show that, however, that Americans are fearful of that actually happening at this point. With that said, our governor yesterday announcing the single largest increase in cases for one day here in Kentucky. Here he is with tonight's update.
All right, so our numbers for today, we think are a little artificial because a lot of the labs were closed yesterday. As you know, we reported the single highest number of cases yesterday. Today's down significantly from that. So today we're reporting 100 new cases. We're reporting 102 new cases of the coronavirus. And after we remove duplicates and patients that don't meet the definitions, our new number of total cases is 3,050. So we have gone above 3,000 cases, a place we always knew we'd be. In fact, we thought that we would have significantly more cases by this period, but you have flattened the curve. You're passing that test of humanity, and you are protecting people. Our largest lab in the state now by volume was closed on Sunday. And so we'll look as we get results tomorrow to see if this is balancing out on both days. But even as we looked at yesterday's number, while it's high, we still feel like we may have even plateaued in the state. And that would be good news if instead of continuing to increase, if we have flattened the curve into that flat line that won't look like a flat line. It'll be up one day and down another, and up one day and down another, but really average into that flat line. If we're there, that's great. But remember, what the White House has said and what we know is we need 2 weeks of actually going down. But you can't go down until you stop going up. You can't go down until you've at least flattened out. And so where we are is so much better because of your work than where anybody, I think, has ever been dealing with one of these worldwide pandemics like that. For that, we're eternally grateful.
Bashir said that to date, Kentucky has conducted almost 33,000 tests. He also had to announce 6 more Kentuckians who have lost their lives, which brings our death total now to 154. Prior to his daily update on the numbers, he did refer to, as we covered earlier with Superintendent Scott Helton, that no in-person classes are going to be held for the rest of this school year, that they will continue in the NTI format. He did so apologizing to graduating seniors. No graduation, no prom, understanding that is painful, urging those young people to get creative in celebrating their accomplishments. The Lieutenant Governor also saying in her update on unemployment that Kentucky is processing 13,000 unemployment claims a day, and that right now their main focus is getting unemployment to people who have filed and then gone past that 2-week limit without getting their money yet. So they're asking anyone, if you haven't filed, to just wait. Allow them to try to catch up and get to those folks for the next few days, and then they will continue to add more personnel, more phones, and try to be able to handle all of the incoming claims for unemployment in Kentucky. One other thing on the COVID-19 pandemic, it's hard to imagine. Markets slid today, not that, that's easy to imagine. Oil plummeted to its lowest close since they started keeping records. The Dow down by almost 500 points. Inventories of oil, as it's not being consumed pushed West Texas immediate crude for May down by as much as 99% to a penny a barrel. Think about that, a penny a barrel. With that said, think about a couple of different systems. We're going to roll with the punches, as I said, weather-wise for the next few days. Some shower chances tonight, but it's those Wednesday night that might pack a bit of a punch. Here's your Licking Valley RECC outlook. Tonight, we'll continue to see some partly cloudy skies for a while, but we will see during the overnight those clouds increase, and showers are going to be likely, mainly after 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll see a low of around 41 and calm winds for the most part, but those light showers that start to build in around 4 or 5 will continue to do so into your Tuesday, I think up until about midday, maybe by about 2 o'clock or so. Otherwise, we'll see mostly cloudy skies give way to sunny skies, I think, or at least partly sunny by latter afternoon hours. Temperatures close to 60 at 59 for your Tuesday. Winds out of the west and noticeable west-northwest, 7 to 11, gusts upwards of 21 or so at times. And then we will see clearing skies continue throughout your Tuesday night. With that, temperatures which will dip down to below freezing and give us some widespread frost tomorrow night under mostly clear skies, a low of 30. Winds still out of the northwest, anywhere from 6 to 10 to 17 miles per hour at their peak. So that means widespread frost will start off your Wednesday. Otherwise, sunny and a tad bit warmer at 64. A pretty nice day for hump day. But by that night, as I said, the next round of showers rolls in, and this one is a little bit more significant and could be accompanied by some thunderstorms. So Wednesday, nice, sunny, 64. Wednesday night, during the overnight after 3 or 4 in the a.m. right now looks to be the window. A 30% chance of showers and a low of 48. And by Thursday, shower and storm chances are a likelihood, 90%. That much of a likelihood. Temperatures hitting 63 and 51 as that warm air will stay in place, but showers and maybe some thunderstorms throughout much of your Thursday and Thursday night. Temperatures climb even still into your Friday in the upper 60s at 67. Shower and thunderstorm chances, though, linger throughout much of your Friday to the tune of 50%. Things start to cool off and calm down by, well, cool off, not the proper word, calm down by Friday night, storm-wise and shower-wise, to the tune of a 20% chance. We're still holding on to 50 degrees for that nighttime low. But Saturday, shower chances start to ramp back up. Mostly cloudy, 68. A 50% chance of showers and storms for the first half of your weekend. A 60% by Saturday night. And then Sunday, still mostly cloudy, holding on to close to 60 degrees with shower chances Sunday and Monday. It's a wrap for this Monday. A whole lot of news and information to talk about. We're just kind of getting started and back into the swing of things for this week, which is the last full week of April. Yeah, already. We will be seeing May roll in a week from this Friday. And I'll be seeing you, I hope, back here next time for more of your news today. Stay in, stay safe, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching.